Good evening. Welcome to the Plan Commission meeting, Village of North Hudson, July 19th, 2017. Call to order. There, we just did that. Roll call, please.
Member Bachman, absent. Howard.
Here.
Chair Miser.
Here.
Member Mitchell, absent. Schneider.
Here.
Wecken.
Here.
And White. Here.
Okay, good. We have 5 out of 7, so we have a quorum. Next item is the approval of the meeting minutes from our last meeting of June 21st, 2017.
I move to approve the minutes.
We have a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any comments, additions? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the minutes as written, signify by saying aye. Aye. The minutes have been approved. Item number 4, an extraterritorial subdivision, Whispering Oaks. This is Phase 3, final plat, review and possible recommendation. And just briefly, they're not in the village of North Hudson, but
We have extraterritorial jurisdiction, which is limited, but we do have that, so within a mile and a half of the village.
and so that's basically, if there was something that the subdivision did that terribly impacted us, we could state our objections and so on. So, we've talked about this before on Phase 1 and Phase 2, but now we're on Phase 3. So if you would just go up to the microphone and introduce yourself and tell us where we're at.
Sure. Good evening, Chair, members of the Commission. Thank you for the opportunity to come before you with this final phase of the Whispering Oaks subdivision. For those of you who've been on the Commission for a little while, you may remember me being here for the previous 2 phases. And there should be, I hope, a cover letter, brief cover letter in your packet that kind of goes over the history of the prior approvals of this subdivision. And going back to the preliminary plat approval in 2010, each step of the way, we get approvals from the town of Hudson, the village of North Hudson, and the county. And so in 2010, both the preliminary plat and the engineering for the whole subdivision was approved at that time. And so since then, now we are just coming back for approval of the platting for the subsequent phases 2 and 3, but the engineering was all approved back in 2010. And nothing has changed, so we've been following that preliminary plat approval and those engineering documents. In 2013, February, thereabouts, the Phase 2 was approved and has since been constructed. I don't remember which version of the map you folks received. It should look a little like this one, if not very much like this one. You can see that we have, now since this map was printed, this one that says pending has closed. So we just have one remaining lot in Phase 2. And so we're ready to move ahead with Phase 3 and excited about closing out the final phase of the project. We'd like to get that constructed. And in fact, we already have the approvals necessary to start with the road construction. So as soon as negotiations are finished with the contractor, we'll begin construction. And sometimes folks are curious about where we're at with the other agencies. We don't submit to the county until after road construction is basically done. The Town of Hudson Plan Commission has recommended approval to the town board, and the town board will hear our application on the same night as your village board. I understand is August 1st, I think, if that's correct. So on that same night, both the Town of Hudson board and the village board will hear the application. So if, I don't know if this, is it okay if I walk around front here?
Just so they can hear you, just turn the mic.
Maybe I can just turn this around without making a lot of noise for them. So again, roughly, we've got Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Sometimes a question comes up about this exclusion here. This is where the old Johnson home sits, if you're familiar with the home that was on the property when we initially bought it. It was part of a minor subdivision that excluded that parcel from the rest of the property. So it is already a lot, it already has a home on it, and it's not a part of any of these phases. But the road does serve them now, the new road does. We just have yet to construct now the cul-de-sac, the remaining 9 lots, a couple of stormwater basins. In fact, there's a small one back here too, so I guess 3 stormwater basins, and then the project will be complete. So I guess with that, I would just open it up to any questions you might have for me.
One question, the only difference I saw between the two maps, you have a black and white drawing of Phase 3 and you have the colored one. The little town road on the left side by lot 15,
Yes,
on the black and white version, it shows it going all the way to your property line. The other ones, it shows just a stub.
so
Right
the right-of-way does go all the way.
Ah,
But
okay.
the town really didn't want us to build that, because once it's built, they have to maintain it.
I see.
And at this point, these small tracts to the west, these owners have no interest in that road being extended.
Ah, okay.
And so the town felt like, you know what, if it gets built, it's likely to sit there, crack and collect weeds and be a maintenance headache for us for a few decades until, you know, maybe or maybe not, these property owners turn over and then there's interest, you know, extending the road. If it shows on your map, that road right away kind of it funnels out, it gets wider at the end here. That again was a request of the town, just because it gave them then options of whether to extend the road down the common lot line on one side of the lot line or the other when the time comes. My guess is that when the time comes, they'll probably vacate any excess right away that might be left.
Okay.
to Extend the road, yeah. Good question. Any other questions?
I have one question for Kevin. I read your report, but this just meets all of our extraterritorial subdivision requirements, all setbacks, driveway lengths, things like that,
Yeah.
lot size.
Basically,
Yep.
the same thing as what, when it came forth
Right.
on the preliminary plat. It's almost verbatim to what you see with the 3rd phase. So, yeah, at that time, it all met, those requirements, so nothing has changed with,
So you've nothing extra to add from what you said before?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on the commission? Melissa included a very nice issue statement in our packet with a suggested motion. I'd entertain that now if anyone would.
Get back to that.
If there's no other discussion.
I'll move to approve the final plot of Whispering Oaks Phase 3, an extraterritorial subdivision located in the town of Hudson. Applicant John Perotti, NWP Holdings LLC, with the following condition that the developer must provide the Village of North Hudson with a signed, recorded copy of the final plat.
Wonderful. Is there a second?
I'll second.
And a second. Is there any other discussion? It really doesn't appear to impact the village negatively at all, so. No other discussion? All in favor of the approving Rob's motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you. Next on the agenda is any new business? The only new business is Gloria retired. Anything else? Nothing else? I'd entertain a movement for adjournment.
So moved.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Adjournment? Aye. We are adjourned at 7:11. Thank you all very much.
Darn, I'm